Hey guys, welcome to I'm Kovic.
And I'm Bruce Greene.
And it's Dragon Quest time.
Yeah, that might be the new first Nintendo NX title announced, maybe?
Look, regardless, it's a slow news day, so let's guess at the old speculation machine.
Uh-huh.
Square Enix announced Dragon Quest 11 at a presentation event yesterday.
11? There were 11 of these games?
Catch up, Bruce.
Sorry.
And unless you love anime, like Bruce, you probably don't care.
That's true. This is the news, so let's run down real quick. It'll be for PS4 and 3DS, releasing in late 2016, early 2017.
The 3DS version of the game will have two versions running at the same time. A 3D new school version on the top screen and a 16-bit old school version on the bottom.
Oh, that's kind of fun, I guess. However, here's the interesting bit. They mentioned that they're also considering a release on the as-yet unannounced Nintendo NX.
Right, that's the new Nintendo console, and while it's not an outright announcement, this is technically the first game we've heard about for Nintendo's new console.
Right, we can assume a few things based on the fact that Square is even considering a release. What are those, Lawrence?
Yeah, so first, we can assume that Square is already working with the NX hardware.
Cool.
Which also means that NX dev kits are out in developers' hands. Now, we probably could have already assumed that, given that Nintendo has already talked about it and they say they're going to unveil it next E3.
Right.
They wouldn't unveil it without anything to show, and to have something to show, they have to have dev kits. So we could have assumed that that already happened, but it's nice to hear it from another source.
Yep.
And if dev kits are already out, that means that a 2016 release for the NX is not as unlikely as maybe previously thought. And that's pretty cool. Nintendo already mentioned that, yeah, they're waiting until E3 2016 to show the new console. Typically, Nintendo will reveal a console in a given year and launch it the holiday after.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So I was kind of previously thinking that we'd see it in 2016 and that it would launch holiday 2017.
Yeah.
But that's starting to change.
I mean, yeah, keep in mind the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 both launched at the same year as E3.
That's right.
Seems to be everyone's adopting the Apple and everyone else mentality of like, here it is, by the way, you can buy it tomorrow.
Right, which we love, by the way. Add
right.
to this that Dragon Quest XI is launching in late 2016, early 2017, and a holiday 2016 release for NX is looking more and more likely.
Second, since Square Enix announced that Dragon Quest XI is running on Unreal Engine 4, that means the NX can also run, you guessed it, Unreal Engine 4.
Oh my god.
So now we don't know how well it can run it, but
Yeah.
it can run it, which is way better than the Wii U. Way better.
This is something of a shift, too, as Nintendo consoles have, since the GameCube, traded performance for cutesy gimmicks and they hope to appeal to the non-traditional gamers.
Right.
GameCube had a handle.
It did?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, it did.
Cutesy gimmicks.
Side effect of that approach is that Nintendo hardware couldn't run the engines and tools used by third parties. So you got the Frostbite engines, Unreals, Cry engines,
Yeah.
etc. The Wii U couldn't do that.
Yeah, even recently, the well-meaning Project Cars had to drop Wii U support because the system just could not handle it.
Lawrence, what was the hardware in the Wii U like? I mean, like, what did it have?
A hamster on a wheel.
It's a tri-core, like IBM Power PC. It sounds really similar to the Xbox 360, which, yeah, given that it launched in 2012, isn't so great.
No.
But it's enough for Nintendo games, and they always find a way to do cool stuff with it. But it's just not there when it comes to supporting modern tools and modern engines, and that's why you never see third-party ports of games on the Wii U.
Right.
Yeah, and having Unreal Engine on there is kind of a 180 since before Epic Games co-founder and vice president Mark Rain outright laughed at the prospect of the Wii U even running Unreal Engine 4. Bruce and I were in the room when that happened.
That's right, they laughed at it.
We laughed too.
Yeah, well,
and then
it was-
Kotaku got mad.
It was all a real big joke. While we can assume that the NX would be more powerful, we now have an indication that will hit the minimum cutoff to support third-party ports, which is really good. That's
really
good news.
interesting. It means they're starting to focus more on the third parties and less about the first
Thank
parties.
you, Nintendo.
Well, yeah, it might be kind of concerning for some of the diehards, probably. Anyway, finally, this indicates to us that the NX will support traditional games. This is sort of linked to what we've been saying, but it's nice to know that the NX will at least have some of a normal controller.
Are you sure about that, Lawrence?
I'm not sure, and to be honest, to be fair, the Wii and the Wii U had normal controllers after a fact. Like, you could buy the Pro controller or that weird little, oval nubbin that would plug into the Wii remote and it would just be dangling while you're trying to play a game.
I don't know what the fuck is that.
They have paid lip service to supporting traditional controller-based games. But it sounds like, since the NX can theoretically run what a PlayStation 4 can run, that it'll have a normal controller and play games in a kind of normal way, after a fashion. Now, given that it's Nintendo, they'll probably do something weird, like make it a next-gen jump rope or like a gelatinous cube you just cram your hands inside to
nice.
play a game, but I don't know, it's got to have at least a normal controller somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, if the Nintendo NX can run Dragon Quest XI, that means it's functionally equal to a PlayStation 4 thereabout, so that's good.
or still a gelatinous cube.
Well, you know.
So while it requires some connecting the dots, Square's announcement implies that a 2016 release of what's sounding like a very capable console
That's good. That's really good.
kind of around the corner.
Knowing Nintendo, there will be some kind of crazy-ass quirk thrown in for good measure. So we decided to speculate.
Of course.
I think maybe it'll be a bodysuit allowing you to play games via heartbeat.
Perhaps a console that is attached to you at all times and measures the amount of bodily fluids that you have. The more semen that you have stored up, the more stars you can collect in Mario or whatever.
A console requiring you to insert your head, only it's not virtual reality. What do you do with it instead, Joel?
You just have to sit there and look around, and then you put your hands on your face, and then that's how you play the game.
Oh, cool, neat.
Maybe a console that's just a living cat. You have to feed it.
Lawrence suggested that it might be, what is it, Lawrence?
It's a Sega Genesis.
Oh, great idea.
You can play Sonic now.
Why would they do that, though?
People like the Genesis.
Oh, that's true. A console that is completely free, but in order to play it, you have to advertise directly to your friend about it for as much time as you want to play it.
Maybe it's just a jar of saliva, and you eat it, and then you experience the game.
Or salvia, either one.
What'd I say, salvia?
Introducing shit in a jar. It's just a jar you shit in. But that's not really a console.
Yeah. And finally, introducing Nintendo Pillow.
What do you do with it?
It loves you.
And you love it back with your body.
The best part is it doesn't judge you.
Nintendo body pillow? Does it have holes?
Oh yeah.
Please like and
They're
subscribe.
called ports, Bruce.
Please like and subscribe for more ports.
I think the new Nintendo console is a really bright light that just sits behind you and backlights the whole fucking show.